Zach Wells here in the Black Hole in Oakland, California, maybe the most avid fan following.
Xavier freshman point guard Edmund Sumner doesn't have as much as a concussion, even though he was knocked out cold. And it might seem impossible, looking at Julian Edelman, New England's wide receiver, to think that coming out of high school, nobody wanted him. The book Game 6 by Mark Frost tells an interesting story. There was a camera operator behind the Green Monster who was dealing with some kind of rodent. And while he was trying to shoo the rat or the mouse away, the camera actually followed Carlton Fisk down the first base line by accident. A famous shot. You know, filling in for Elise is like filling in for Johnny Carson. Big shoes for sure.
Oh, yeah.
If Hollywood taught us, Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own, that there's no crying in baseball, a young kicker at Franklin is having a blast as well, on the gridiron.
Here in Washington, D.C., the White House is, of course, where the president and his family lived during his term as commander-in-chief. And Barack Obama is a big college basketball fan. He, like a lot of us, put together an NCAA tournament bracket with one pick in particular that caught the attention of the Bearcats. UConn over UC in the second round to move on to the Sweet 16.
Fitting for a trailblazer to ply her trade with her feet.
The Phillies left the line score up long after the fans here at Citizens Bank Park had gone home. The Zeros tell the story of a dominant performance by Halladay, in one in which he joins Don Larson in the record book.
Whoever's first will sled push down to the tire and back.
Okay, I'm not taking my shirt off. No one wants to see that. We'll let them take their shirts off.
January 6th, 1991 will stand in the record book as the last time the Bengals won a playoff game. It is the longest drought in the National Football League. With the Bengals in Houston, Zach Wells for Local 12 Sports. Let's go back to you. It's a letter followed by 3 numbers, P396.
I mean, I loved him.
And to Josh Kim, it means everything. It's his father, Sonny Kim's badge number. Kim was a Cincinnati police officer shot and killed in the line of duty in June of 2015.
You never heal from tragedy. You heal from sadness. Time never heals tragedy, but time will heal sadness. And what Josh went through is a tragedy, and his brothers are here for him every step of the way. I know that I can't sit here and say, hey, Josh, I know what you're going through, because I don't.
What the Eagles tried to say and show is they have his back. At practice the other day, a total surprise, Walnut Hills broke the huddle and instead of running a play, presented their sophomore teammate with a wooden American flag. Each player and coach signed it right in the middle, a reminder of the ultimate sacrifice.
I was trying not to choke up and stuff, but I mean, when they presented it to me, I just felt really proud and honored that he was my dad, and it was a big surprise for me.
A surprise that took a steady hand along with sealed lips to pull off. Different stains in the wood mark the lines on the flag. You've got stars and signatures all around P396, a rallying cry of sorts that turned up in last week's win over Woodward.
And guys started wearing that when they knew why we were doing this gesture 2 weeks ago, before we ever had this ceremony, before we ever gave it to Josh. Guys were already writing P396 on their wristbands because of what it meant and the story it meant.
It means all the more for Josh Kim because he's the new kid in school after transferring in from Loveland. Not the easiest thing for anyone, much less for someone who's lost a parent. Mention his father, you'll see a smile and hear about great memories.
He's really funny, and we do a lot of things together. We go fishing, we lift weights a lot. That was one of the big things. And I wear this wristband every single day.
The design pays tribute to police officers protecting citizens from criminals, his father's life's work.
It's been a rough past year, but we've come a long way. We're doing pretty good now.
You know the old joke about college students and their sleeping habits? Make sure you're awake by the crack of noon. That didn't exactly apply to Ohio State and Notre Dame, not on Friday anyway. With an 11 o'clock kickoff, they were probably up after someone's paper route was over. if they could sleep at all. Lots of adrenaline for two top 10 teams in the Fiesta Bowl. It looks like a big spaceship in the desert, the University of Phoenix Stadium, and the Buckeyes flirted with the nearly 500 yards of total offense. Michael Thomas looked like his uncle Keyshawn Johnson. The nifty move in the fight to the end zone, 14-0 Buckeyes. Joey Bosa may very well be the #1 pick in the draft, but after leading with his helmet, he was ejected for targeting and later tweeted an apology to the fan base. The Irish pulled to within 28-21 on one of 2 Deshaun Kaiser touchdowns, a beautiful ball to Chris Brown, but Ohio State has an answer, an exclamation point, and a home run hitter who wears number 15. Zeke Elliott rushed for 149 yards and tied a Fiesta Bowl record with 4 touchdowns in a convincing 44-28 victory.
All due respect to all the other great running backs in Ohio State history, my first-round draft pick, I picked Zeke Elliott. He's what he does without the ball, his work ethic at practice, his just his attitude every day, the way he shows up, bounces around with us, and I love him.
It didn't really feel real for at least 30 minutes after it happened, but unfortunate. I'm happy we won because it's the whole point, you know, but it's just an awesome way to finish.
This last play in Denver hurt for a couple of reasons. It maybe wiped out the Bengals' hopes of a first-round bye, and A.J. McCarron left the field with a sprained left wrist. But the quarterback tested his non-throwing arm and hand in practice this week, and if the Bengals win and the Broncos lose on Sunday, Cincinnati can still claim a first-round bye.
You know, I feel like I'm a pretty mentally tough guy, so you know, I've played through a lot of injuries, so I think I'll be fine. Because there's still a chance to get a bye this week. So, you know, all we can do is control what we can and go out, play our game, win the game, and then, you know, whatever happens in the rest of the games, it happens.
Just as accountants need Microsoft Excel, quarterbacks need healthy throwing hands. And Andy Dalton told the Inquirer that he badly wants his cast off and plans to go to the doctor on Monday to see if his broken thumb has healed enough to do away with that cast and continue recuperating.
Sumner to the hole, and he got crushed. Well, nothing's going to be easy. Let's hope he's okay.
He's day to day. I just think it hurts a lot. So he as soon as he's ready to play, he's going to play.
And he's going to get the best care from these trained technicians.
There's a concussion protocol that every school in the country has. I didn't say he was out.
As scary as that was, as quiet as the gym was at Villanova, Xavier freshman point guard Edmund Sumner doesn't have as much as a concussion, even though he was knocked out cold and spent a few hours on Thursday at a Philadelphia hospital. Coach Chris Mack said there was nothing malicious at all, just a contested layup in transition. Sumner attended Xavier's workout today at Cintas Center with his mother, but didn't take part in any drills. He is, as Coach said, day to day, and what a difference a day makes from what we saw at Villanova, these harrowing scenes, to maybe playing as soon as tomorrow against Butler.
Really grateful. You know, it was good to see him at practice with his mom this morning. You know, when I saw him on the floor, you know, just the worst runs through your mind. And it was just, he was unresponsive for a little bit of time, and to see where he is in less than 24 hours, just so thankful.
You know, I was anticipating hearing about his recovery and maybe games missed or weeks, and to hear that he's doing this well, especially when you're dealing with the head and the neck area. Just so fortunate for him and Xavier and the entire fan base.
Thank goodness, because just one day, you know, has gone by.